Well, this is Steve, and we're at the ukulele workshop today. I haven't done a video, a new one, in quite a while. I got this from a friend of mine, Jim, for his son, Shaye, and he wants his name put on it. And we're going to do that, and we're going to put on some new strings, and we're going to decorate this just a bit also with some stick-on decals. I thought we'd use that one there, and I have some for the neck that we're going to also use to decorate this ukulele and make it cuter. And then we'll put Shaye's name up across here, and we'll put a set of Ukelele strings on, and that'll be that. It'll be ready to go. Oh, and we're going to put pickups and make this electric, playable on an amplifier. So that's all in store over the next day or two. I'm waiting for the pickup to come. I got a double pickup that's going to go in the back, and then there's two transducers that will place about here and here underneath, inside, to pick up the sound. This is a nice little uke, and we'll make it special for Shaye. So that's what today's project is about. Back soon. All right, so we're back here. We've acquired a few other things. We've got some Ukelele strings, the Ukelele lava strings to go on there. We've got a special design turtle that we're going to put up in the headstock. And then we've got Shaye's name in a water slide decal that we're going to present here. The next thing I got to do with this is bring it downstairs and spray paint it with a clear lacquer to protect it so it'll hold up well over time. That's next. We just returned from the paint shop and we hit that with a clear lacquer. I don't know if you can see the difference in the shine from this part of the paper that we didn't spray to the top part where Shaye's name is. Cute, huh? All right, so the first thing we've got to do in getting this project started, since we've got everything together here now, pretty much, we still got the pickup coming. That's not going to be here until Thursday, but we have the rest of this stuff, and we're going to take the strings off. We're going to take and get ready to put the pickup in. We'll remove the strap button on the bottom, and we'll take the strings down. First of all, and get it naked. And we'll just clean it up a little bit. It's brand new. It's in very good condition. These got nice tuners with a nice tuning knob. That's a sort of a pearl. Missy, I'm not sure of the brand, how you pronounce that, but that's not an inlay. It's a stick-on decal. I assume it's a made in China. I don't see a country of origin inside the hole. You know, you can't see there in the dark anyway. I can't read the teeny tiny writing, but I assume it's made in China. That's where everything is done. So we'll take the strings on and get ready and do some of this placement of the decals, okay? So what we're doing right now is just taking the strings off. I got a winder that helps to speed up the process a little bit. And we've loosened up these two bottom ones. And we'll see if we can just lift these up. We don't have any fingernails. And just pull them off without having to do a full 80-mile one unwind here. See if we can get them to just come out. That one is. So that one's loose. So we need to loosen this one a little more to get enough slack to be able to just lift it off like that. And then we've got to do these other guys on the other side. And get those guys loose. And take them off the bottom. We're going to rewrap the new ones. So we'll just take a pair of scissors, cut these off, That's the end of those guys. And then we'll take these strings and just pull them out of the loop and pull them right through the bottom. You can buy some strings that have a ball end that you don't have to do any of that stuff to. Now I think I'm going to shave down to lower the action on this just a little bit. But before I do that, I want to get a pencil and make a pencil mark so we can track how much we take off here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is take a number 2 pencil and draw it on the bridge. The white part of the bridge there on the bone. So you can see where we are and how much there is there. And what I want to take off is just a whisker on the bottom. And I can do that downstairs on my grinder and make it kind of easy. If I make a mark, if we have a straight edge, which I should, and we'll have a reference point for about how much we want to take off. So I'm going to just line up the ruler along the bottom and try to hold that still, and then just make a mark across the bottom so that I got a reference line that's very light, but that's all I need. I just need something to give me an idea of where I'm going. So we'll take that downstairs and grind it down and put it back in and put the strings in, and it should be just fine. Can you see the lines? Let's see if we can get this into position. So I got 2 lines. The top line is to the top of the bridge itself, and the bottom line is just a reference line for me to see how much I take off. I want to take off about halfway to that line. Not a lot, just to bring it down a little bit and make the action. All right, we just came back from the shop and we did grind it down on the grindstone. And what we found out when we ground this is that this is actually a bone bridge, which really raises my standard and expectation of what this is, how decent this ukulele is. So I'm going to put this back in. And I don't know if you can see the line. Let's see if we can get this to show up well. I hope it will. But you see the line that I had there before? I'm actually going down a little below it. So it means I took the action down like I wanted to. Okay? So we have improved, hopefully, how the simplicity of playing the instrument. When you get the action, the height, the action is the height of the strings in the distance from the string height to the fingerboard. The closer the strings are without buzzing or making noise, the easier it is to play the instrument. So what we've done is grind down some of the bone off of this nut and bridge, and drop the string height down just a little bit. That little bit might make a difference in the ease of playability. Ukuleles aren't that hard to play, but notoriously they have very high string height. We might have just fixed that. One of the other things that we can do is just do a little bit of fret polishing with a sanding, real fine sand block, to just go over this. So all we're touching is the tops of the frets. Now the other thing that says this is a pretty well-made ukulele is the sides of the frets aren't sharp. They've been filed down well, which is another sign of a better instrument than what you usually see in this kind of low-end ukulele. But this is a very well-made uke. One of the other things that we'll do is just check everything. So I got a 10mm socket, and we'll just check and make sure that the tuners are tight, and they are. There's just the slightest bit of looseness, not much at all. We'll flip this over, and there's a screw that holds them in place. And we'll just double check that screw for tightness. think I need a smaller screwdriver. Oh, I can turn my light on. You can illuminate. And those are just a little loose, not much. Just normal shipping time. Kind of looseness, but that's fine. They're in good shape. So we can take this out. We'll replace that one with that. So we'll keep the better screwdrivers available there. And this one we'll just throw in the box and save it because it's new. So that's pretty good. So we've done that stuff now. The next thing I think we'll do is get into looking into the hummingbird placement. Now it's a matter of thinking this over as to the hummy, and I think we'll have the hummy flying high here. So what I'm going to do is get my Alice pick. So there's a piece of vinyl that this is connected to on the surface, and we want to make sure that that's sticking good. And then we're going to peel away this bottom paper and take the decal with it. Now we've got to think again about where and how we're going to place this, because once it's down, it's down. So let's do that like that. And then now we're going to take Alice and rub it in. Alice is the name of the pick, by the way. It's an Alice pick. And all we're going to do is put this down, get it to stick, and then we're going to pry it up the edge of the clear covering paper and peel that away. And we're going to do that at a straight angle to reduce the risk of lifting the final stick-on off the ukulele body. We want it to stay where it is. And it's staying down good. The nose is down good. And the stuff's down good. And that's the transfer paper. That's how you do that kind of a thing. Now we've got these other stickers that we're going to use on the body. And we've got these cute little turtles I think I'm going to put up top that'll match the style of the name of the uke. So we've got to get this stuff out of the package. We'll get some scissors and we're going to cut them up to fit, and we'll place them down. So hang on a minute, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. I guess we could be doing some video here. We're going to cut these guys out, and we're going to figure out where we're going to place this one. Is it going to fit? It really isn't going to fit there. These are going to be too big. Some of them are going to be too big. Some will work okay. So we're going to change of what we're doing, who to where to when. So let's cut this guy out. And we want to cut it down so that it's close to the size and the width of the fret space, so we can get an accurate idea of where it's going to go and how it's going to go. And that one still isn't going to work there either. So maybe we'll go, well, it's still going to be a little wide unless we place it exactly right there. So let's see if we can lay this down up top. We may have to change our style of placement. Now that's going to work. So we'll put that one there, and then we'll put old Alice to work and give it a rub. And then we'll peel this one. Oops, that's not right. It's lifting right back up again, so we got to give it another rub. And maybe we'll try coming from the other side and going easy, but that still ain't holding down very well. Oh, I'm not liking that at all. We're not liking the way that's sticking down at all. It's not holding. So that plan just kind of evaporated, didn't it? So let's try this again. All right, that's good. We'll get it straight and lower, and we'll see if we can't get it to stick and to peel. We'll use a push pin to try to catch the edge of that vinyl material, although it's free up here, and get it to release. And that's holding to the wood pretty good. It doesn't like sticking to the fingerboard, because the fingerboard's a little more porous, and it doesn't get the quality of adhesion that the other one does. So we'll try another one and see if we can get that to work down here. I'd like to be able to cover those fret markers with a marker. So let me do this and I'll be back in a second. All right, so we got that one down, and I'm getting ready to see if it's going to stick. I'm just going to peel this away. It's going to fight it. Let's see if we can get it to stay down, and then we can rub it with Alice and try to get it to adhere to the fingerboard good enough to be a welcome addition. Worst case scenario, in 6 months or 6 days, they fall off. And what's the big loss? Just the aesthetic. Not much. This is done just for fun. So we got some of these smaller birds, and I'm going to use them down here and see if I can get away with putting these guys on. We'll try to get 2 more down here, and I'll be back in a minute, okay? Okay, so we've done some of the inlays, and we got them on fairly well, I think. That looks kind of cute. And if there's any of this stuff they don't like, you can just peel it away. The next thing we're going to try to do is put Shaye's name on a water slide decal, something like that. So the next thing we're going to do with this, I hope I'm not too early with this, and soak it and get it ready to move off of the paper backing that the water slide decal allows you to do. So we'll let that soak for about 60 seconds or so, and then it should be ready to release. So while we wait patiently for the water to work its magic action, we can move in tighter and put it down. It's moving, so we're ready to go. So let's bring this up. We'll put it in position like that, and then we'll gently blot away the water. Try not to rub it too much, and then just let it sit overnight and be calm and be there. So that's kind of how that's going to be, just like that. Well, you're out of the picture now. Let's see if we can't move out. Now we got the glare. We got the glare of the light, I think. How's that look? I think that's pretty good. Okay, so there's kind of the whole deal. There's Shaye's name, Shaye's Uke, the Hummy, some turtles, some turquoise birdies, and another turtle on the headstock. and we'll leave it alone. The next thing we'll do, we'll let this dry overnight, and then we'll drill a hole to put the tuner, the pickup in, and that's coming Thursday. So we're kind of all done now until Thursday. I don't want to mess with any of this until that decal dries. It's a water slide decal. Okay, so we're done with this for today. We'll be back on Thursday. All right, so we're still working on Shaye's ukulele at our final stage. And what we're going to do is remove the end pin, replace it with this end pin that's actually a 1/4-inch pickup with two pickups that are going to go inside the uke, okay? So we're going to get ready and do that now. First thing we'll do is take this apart so we can get a sense of where the heck we're going here. We'll take these pieces out, and then we have to drill out the tail of this with a step drill. Actually, I got the one I'm going to use right here. That's a step drill. We'll do a pilot hole first, so that we know we're in the right place, and see how much trouble we're going to get into doing this. Hopefully none. You see, this is the same size. When you get to the full width of it on the step drill, we'll be all the way through. And then we've got to have enough sticking out to get this out. So we've got to drill and get this to there. We're not sure what the depth is yet. We're going to find that out, and then we'll pull it through with a guitar cable. It'll go through the hole, plug into this, coming up from over here, and we'll pull it through. So that's where we are right now, and that's what we're going to do right now. I got to grab my drill. So we'll take this out. See if we're lucky and this screwdriver will fit. It should. So that's coming off. Shaye's name come out really good. Sometimes it takes a little while for that to dry out well and settle into the wood, the water slide decal. And I think you can see that that did that very goodly. All right, so that's off. We'll get that the heck out of the way. We'll get that out of the way, and we'll get a wood catcher here to catch some of the mess. And we should, let me get my other drill for a minute. Don't go away, Matt. I'll be right back. All right, so for the pilot hole, there's already a small hole here from that. I'm going to start with a small drill, and I'll go to a bigger one, and then we'll go to the step drill for the final. So I'm going to hold this down fairly secure. And then we're going to go straight into the base of the uke. There we are, we're through that. Okay, so that was painless. Then we'll size up with the drill. What's that view like? Oh, it's very good. Okay, so let's size up the hole. And then we'll go to step drill. Oh, it's on the big one, huh? Let's start off. We'll go with low power for first and see how that goes. Now, we're going to go with the step drill. And let this work its way through. This little drill may not have enough power to get through there. And I may move up to the bigger, more powerful drill. Because I got to drill this all the way through. And I think I'm going to move over to the big drill now. You need more power. This is an 18 volt cordless. And this is like a 2 volt. I don't know. It's a very small light. It's for doing light and easy work. I use it quite a bit. You can see the big drill just cuts through this like that. Take that time. I'm going to go all the way through. Now we got that there. Ooh, that's hot. Boy, that drill gets hot. Hot, 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 hot. It's cutting wood. There we go. All right, now we've gone through this bracing reinforcement here in the end. So you can't just pop through. And you see how that's going to go. It's going to go this way. And then we're going to need about this much. First thing we'll try to do is get rid of the wood chips. Oops. All those little wood chips are a bit of a pain. That does a pretty good job. I'm getting all the wood chips. Okay, so now we're vacuumed. The next thing we've got to do is pass this through the hole to be able to pull down the device. So this is small enough to be able to fit through, which makes it very convenient. And then we'll pick it up with our fingers and pull it out through the sound hole like that. Can we see this? Yeah, you can. And now what we're going to do is do our first test and hook this on and see if it'll pass back out through the hole, and we can get our first test of how well this is going to fit. So we got to let a lot more room out. This is pretty thick back here, evidently. Okay, so we'll wind off on the lock nut. There's the piece sticking out. We're almost flush, so we need a little bit more. A little more there. We'll hit the knurly one that catches into the wood and actually locks it down. And then we'll hook up our jig again. Try not to lose the washers in the process, so that they stay on the collar where they belong. Here we come. Not quite enough yet. Not quite enough. And then we'll get this back, and we'll get that turned. A couple of more turns. You can see the depth of the collar here, of the wood that's there. that's we got to allow for. All right, there we are. So now we're in the right place. Let's see if we can get a little bit more light so you can see better. That ain't doing it much either, is it? And then we're going to put the nut on. Quit. Okay, now we got the pickup in place. Sorry, I forgot to show you hooking it up, but that's all screwed in now. So we can take it over and do an experiment to make sure it's alive. Get in. Make sure we get some sound out of it. So we'll turn this on, kick the volume up. It's alive. Next thing, the final thing we're going to do is put the strings on. And we got those Ukelele strings that we're going to use. And we'll get this done tonight, right now. All right, so here's the Ukelele. They're marked with a color coding. GCEA. So G is the white. So we got the white string we're going to put on first, and we'll be back with that in a minute. Okay. Here's Shaye's ukulele. All done now. Strings are on. The tuning is going in and out because the strings are new and they got to stretch. It'll take a while for them to settle in, but that's the whole look of it. All done. I think it come out pretty good. So whenever you guys are ready to pick it up, you can come and get it. Or maybe I'll bring it tomorrow. And there it is, all done, Shaye's ukulele. Vector in the background there is going crazy. It's 9:10 at nighttime, and Vector decided to come out and clean up his yard. Anyway, we're down here finishing up with Shaye's ukulele. All done. It's got the Ukelele strings. Nice set. And they're stretching a little bit, and they'll settle down in a day or two and stay in tune pretty well. But up till then, you got to keep up with tuning it.